In the late 1960s in the United States, a series of medical scandals resulted in a clampdown on experimentation on human beings. But on the other side of the Atlantic, the human radiation experiments continued.
For the Conservatives, let's make the change.
Coventry, home to one of Britain's longest established Asian communities.
Let's make the change.
In 1969, Punjabi housewife Pritam Kaur, who spoke no English, went to see her GP complaining of migraines. Pritam's doctor said the headaches could be caused by anaemia and told her she should eat some specially prepared chapatis.
He told her that this chapati will help you to find out what you're really lacking. He said somebody will come and see you at your house and give you this chapati, and you eat it for a few days, then we'll take you and check you out.
But the chapatis had nothing to do with improving Pritam's diet. They'd been laced with radioactive iron as part of a nutritional experiment for the Medical Research Council. Pritam and another 20 Indian women had become part of a human radiation experiment.
If we knew, like mother just told me right now, if she knew about it, she would not eat it.
Every morning, a chapati was delivered to Pritam's door, and every afternoon someone would call to see she'd eaten it. And then one day the experiment entered a new stage.
This gentleman arrived at 7, came to our house in a van. He took her, my mother, and Tanti and her girl to this Oxford place.
Pritam and another woman in the experiment were driven to what they thought at the time was a hospital near Oxford. But in fact, they were taken here, to the Atomic Energy Research Establishment at Harwell, the heart of Britain's nuclear research program. Pritam was placed in a special machine to measure the radiation she'd absorbed from the chapatis.
As she remembered, they put them into some sort of a kind of a chamber or a box type of thing. Didn't have to even change clothes. The machine functioned like tick tick a couple of times, and that was it, and they were taken out of it. At no time they ever told them that they're taking part in some sort of a experiment. It was basically they believed all the time it's going to help them.
I call that a plain lie. I think it's taking advantage of the situation of not being able to understand the language, making it sound much more natural than it was, and then having the added thing that, of course, it's going to improve your diet. I mean, there's a plain lie for you. That, I think, should never have been allowed.
Like many of the human radiation experiments we uncovered, the Coventry experiment was carried out by the Medical Research Council.
My understanding is that informed consent was obtained where there were language difficulties. Then informed consent was obtained in the presence of and with the assistance of a family member who was fluent in English.
Nobody at no time told them anything. What is taking place? So basically, they were kept in basically total darkness.
We've spoken to one lady who says that she was never told that the experiment involved radiation, and if she had known that it did, she would never have eaten the chapati. That's clearly unethical, isn't it?
Well, if that is correct, yes, that is unethical.
Yet the Medical Research Council do not intend taking any action against the scientists involved.
As long as the doses used were no greater than the standard investigative doses, then I do not see that there's any basis for any detailed investigation.
So you won't be calling for any kind of inquiry into this?
No, I will not.
In the course of the research for this film, we uncovered more than 70 British experiments in which human beings were exposed to radiation, from psychiatric patients to pensioners. When similar experiments came to light in America, the government ordered a massive public investigation.